So, Heather, the holidays are approaching, and I felt it would be appropriate, even though he comes at this time every single month, but that we would have David Weber here, because the holidays for a lot of people means joy, happiness, and family, but other people it might mean something else. You know, might cause people to feel dismal and affect and impact their mood. So I thought that we'll ask David Weber about this upcoming holiday and how do we navigate through these holidays and potential mood swings that happen for various reasons, good or bad. David Weber is here. What's up, David?
What's up?
All right, man.
I'm happy to be here.
All right, man.
Happy to have you.
I love being here, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Oh,
too.
man, we love having you, man. It's just great conversation we would have if we were on the air or not, you know.
Yeah.
And you provide so much information to the citizens, and I know they appreciate it. I'm sure you get a lot of good feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hit me up on Instagram, DavidWeber_LPC. I get y'all messages. I'm returning them as fast as I can. But please hit me up if you have any questions in the mental health space at all. I can either answer the question or provide you with the resources to help you get the answer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And how's your parents?
They great. They in the car right now. You already know.
Okay.
You know. They in the car.
All right, good.
Right now.
Okay.
You gonna work on it still in the car?
Yeah.
They're still in the car,
still
man.
in the car.
Every week they're in that car. Every month, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What kind of car is it again?
It's a good question. A Tahoe, I think.
A
Tahoe.
What year?
2023 maybe.
Okay, at least it's new.
Yeah.
Okay, they got heat, Heather. They got heat.
I didn't ask about the heat. I was sure about
okay.
the heat. I
All
just
right.
need them to get a system in the house.
Yeah.
All right. I just need to get back in the house. So, does that ever come up, like when they talk to you?
You know
Hey,
what? My dad told he told me to tell you, leave him alone, man.
He said that?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, he didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
That is funny.
Sway was sad like the
Hey,
food.
look, man, I know his dad don't take no shorts. So if he said it, I was gonna leave him alone,
Yeah, he
man.
just played. But I do want to congratulate him. He just semi-retired from. He's been a deacon now for 40 years. So he just semi-retired.
Wow.
What does
So
that
now
mean,
he's
though?
the-
Semi-retired.
Because I guess he's like the chairman emeritus,
Uh-huh.
and so he still has a position, but he's no longer the chairman anymore. But congratulations, Dad. I love you. Appreciate
Absolutely.
He just told his daddy love him.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound ignorant and heathenish,
you.
but
It's the holidays.
what is an emeritus?
I don't know. You got to Google it. I have no idea.
Okay,
It
I don't
just
feel
means
so bad.
you know,
Okay, let me look it
that's
up
what it's
then.
called. That's the title.
Okay, emeritus is. Well, how do you spell it? I must have spelled it.
EMERITUS, I believe.
John, what is that? What does that say?
An emeritus is an honorary title for a retired person, most commonly a professor who is no longer actively working but retains the title to honor their past service.
There you go. So he's the chairman of the board, emeritus.
Emeritus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
Got it?
I got it.
Good.
Yeah.
David Weber is up next. Any questions you have around mental health in the holidays and how the holidays impacts your mental health?
That's a great question.
How it impacts your mood. 888-742-3345. Let's talk about it. All right, man, we got him here, ladies and gentlemen. We're so fortunate to have him.
Yes.
Got a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling from Northwestern
It's
University.
hard to get in Northwestern.
I like to brag about that, okay, because his parents, they sacrificed a lot for this kid.
They did.
Yeah, and so I'm sure they're proud of you, man. And so we got the one and only David Weber here. What is your title? You know how they got doctors. They got,
depends. Either licensed clinical mental health counselor or psychotherapist or therapist or counselor. There is a difference between mental health counseling and counseling. So, for example, you can go to a church and they have counselors. It doesn't mean they're a mental health counselor. So there is a difference. So mental health counselors are licensed, or licensed mental health counselors are licensed to treat and diagnose mental health disorders.
Okay.
That's the difference. So we treat and diagnose mental health disorders. A counselor or like a church counselor, whatever it may be, that's something completely different. So if you're looking for a marriage counselor, you could find a marriage counselor that is not a licensed mental health counselor, or you can find a marriage counselor that is a licensed mental health counselor. But a licensed mental health counselor is completely different than just the word counselor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you paid the money.
Well, the money and then and then there's the right. Yeah, the money and there's a training too.
It's a training, of course.
Okay.
Now you've had the training.
Yeah.
That costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this, and citizens, if you could relate to this, this isn't based on any research necessarily or facts or statistics that I've seen, but that I read, but it's just based on what I witnessed over the years during the holiday seasons. You know, there's a lot of mood swings that's happening. For some folks, it's joy.
Yeah.
This is the time of the year I get to travel. I'm going to see family and friends that I have, relatives I haven't seen for a while. We're going to congregate. We're going to eat. We're going to break bread. We're going to be, we're going to laugh. Yeah. We're going to cry. For other people, it could be a sad time around holidays for whatever reason. Maybe it's the weather might make you feel dismal. Mm-hmm. Perhaps there's people who are no longer with us that you got to confront now. It's Thanksgiving, and so this will be the first holiday for you, Heather, that your grandmother isn't here.
Yo, I was saying, Sway, like not only is this the first holiday with my grandfather, this is the first holiday and birthday that I woke up with no parents or grandparents.
Yeah.
Which is weird. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you just wake up and it's like, wait a second, all of the family traditions are kind of gone. And now we're the generation that has to start the new traditions because the elders of the family are not here any longer. And it's interesting that Sway brought that up because November is National Caregivers Month. And for a lot of our citizens here, Sway and I get the calls and the entire team who are caregivers as well. And what does that look like for them around the holidays? Because I think what people don't talk about or don't like to talk about is that someone in the family may be taking care of one of the elders and you don't realize how drained that they are. You have no idea. And you just think, oh, they got it, they're good. But you have no idea. So when they skip out on the holidays or want to just be by themselves for the holidays because all year they've been grinding and doing the work and making sure mom is good, dad's good, grandma, grandpa, everybody's good. But you never stop to think about what the holidays may look like for the caregiver. I don't feel like going around a bunch of people. I don't feel like cooking for 35 people this year because for the past 10 years, I've been doing all of this stuff, and I feel like nobody has been around to help and support in that. And I think people don't think about that, David, honestly, what it's like for the holidays, for the life of a caregiver,
This is National Caregiver Month, you said?
November is National Caregivers Month. And I think you don't have to be what people consider old anymore to be a caregiver. You can be 35 years old and be a caregiver.
And explain what a caregiver is.
A caregiver, to me, in my experience, has been someone in the family who is taking care of another family member, or just another family member who doesn't have the means, to do it all themselves anymore. And then I think it's a topic that we don't talk about a lot, especially people of black folks. We don't talk about it a lot, but who's the person to take grandma to the hospital or grandpa to the hospital or mama to the hospital or aunts? In a lot of our cases, aunties raise a lot of us.
Who's the person to clean grandma?
Sway,
feed grandma,
shower and bathe,
and pick her up when she falls.
Who's that
or
person?
Grandfather,
and
the grandparents.
And so
it's
a lot. And in my family, in the case of my grandmother, who transitioned on November 1st this year at the age of 91. In her case, we have so many men in my family that it wasn't right for her to be taken care of by men. Because like Sway mentioned, what about the bathing? And men are uncomfortable with that, and rightfully so. So now we have to bring in other people to do those things, which require money, and who pays for that? Who takes care of all of those things? Then there's the old house and all of that. So can you speak to that? Because I'm sure there's a lot of caregivers who listen to the show as well. And Sway spoke about his experience with caregiving.
Absolutely. At a young age. So what Heather is saying, you don't have to be older to be a caregiver.
It's happening in the 30s now.
Yeah. I at a young age, when I was in my teens, 10, 11, 12, around that time, 13, 14, my great auntie, Lucy Murph, actually not that old either. Like I was in elementary, junior high, had cataracts. right? And that led to other complications. And then I would visit her. She helped rear me when I was younger. My mother would drop, I would stay with her and my Uncle Silas a lot. After he passed, it was left to my grandmother, Mama Elsie, my Auntie Katie, my Auntie Celia. But for a lot of time, I was there by myself. And so I was responsible for changing the bandages and the gauze and the shield that they would put on. She had it in both eyes, so and put in the medications, 3 different medications, 4 times a day.
Yeah.
When she would fall, I would have to pick her up. You at a young age used to have. I had to help my great auntie out in and out of the bathtub, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm so grateful I had that experience because I think it shaped and molded the heart I have now. I'm how I am. I can be super generous because of that, because of what I witnessed. I'm glad I did it, but people weren't. You don't know what goes on inside the house, and that doesn't always get recognized. So when you said it's National Caregivers Month, I was like, what? They got one of those?
Yeah, you have to now.
Yeah, so let's open the phone lines for folks who could relate to what we're saying. But to Heather's question, what can you say about that?
Yeah, so, and this is the hard part, I think, especially when the person could be suffering or they're not their normal selves.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you have to, even when you ask for help, sometimes people still won't help you. That's just the reality, right? Yeah. But so for you all who are out there listening, maybe you're not the primary caregiver, but maybe your brother is, or maybe your sister is, maybe your aunt is. Let's try this month, at least this month, in the month of November. For the person who is doing all the work, who's going to the appointments, who's doing the bathing of the person, who's staying at the home and checking on them, reach out to them if you're not that person and ask them if they need some help. Right? Bring some food by the house. Bring some paper towels, some toilet tissue. Ask them, is there some money you can give them or cash app them or whatever it may be to help support. Or how about this? Just go over there for a day or so and see what that person goes through as they're helping. Because oftentimes we don't experience what the caregiver is experiencing. So we don't really necessarily know, or we're purposely avoiding the no.
That
right?
Part,
right?
Everybody know grandma's sick.
Right. Well, I guess I'm referring to like the full extent, like what it actually takes to pick her up, what it actually takes to put her in the bathtub, what it actually, like, it's not just that's not 10 minutes. That's going to take you an hour and a half. She has to use the restroom, whatever it may be. So if you're listening to this, if you're not the caregiver, if you're not the caretaker, and you have a family member who is, could you reach out to them this week, please, and just ask them, how can I help you? How can I be supportive of you? They have a lot on their plate, and oftentimes they don't express it. Oftentimes they don't tell you what's on their plate. Reach out to them and ask.
Reach out to them.
I was going to say, David, if you don't mind, I'll be transparent. Like Sway said earlier today, I literally had to go into prayer because, and I thank God for God, because I built a strong resentment for some family members, for people, because there's no way you don't know what we're going through, what Horse and I are going through.
Yes.
There's no way you don't know that. And to be within proximity, to be around, to know what it takes sometimes, and to not be there to offer to help, or like you said, just to stop by, send over a bag of paper towels, something. Offer to go to CVS to pick up some medicine.
Yes.
Something. I had to pray about it to get that resentment away from me, because that wasn't helping either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because on top of you having to do the work, then you looking around at family members who you have helped, who don't reach back.
Yeah, absolutely. And the expectation at times is you got it, you can help. Oh, you got it. Like, that ain't nothing for you.
You don't need help.
You don't need no help. You got it. You got, either you got the money, or you got to this, or you got to that, or the time. People assume you got time. So, like, if you're a nurse and you work 3 days a week, people assume that should be your responsibility to take care of the person because you only work 3 days a week, and they're working 12-hour shifts, 14-hour shifts, or whatever it may be. And so there's a lot of, I'm trying to think of the word. There's a lot of expectation for you to do it, and I don't have to do it. You know, I don't have to do it because you got it. And if you ain't got it, you should have it. And I don't know why you ain't got it. And that shouldn't be nothing for you to do. I mean, I don't understand.
Ooh.
I mean, it ain't like you ain't got no money. I mean, you can just hire somebody. You need to hire somebody.
You're
Look at Heather. Heather's shaking. Heather's skull about to pop. You know, but I will say on a positive note, like I watched when my grandmother, Elsie Waters, you know, in her journey, you know, a lot of family came together, you know. But and so salute to my family. A lot of family came together in different ways at different times. Not everybody could be there full time.
Yeah,
folks visited, and that's understandable.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Folks would visit when they could. You know, some would call. She had a lot of people that would call her on the phone all the time. Family members, extended family members, to check in on her. But my auntie Katie, I think my auntie Celia, you know, early on, my mother. But my auntie Katie, my auntie Celia, my auntie Katie pretty much put her life on hold.
Yeah.
You know, to take care of our grandmother. You know, and it caused to bring, you know, our kids, my cousin Nikki, my cousin Quasi. You know, they lived in the house, and you know, I would go home every month. My purpose for the last 15 years was to go to the Bay every month, just to give her energy, take her out. Go fishing, go eat, call out to the family, get the family members to come, and people would show up when they could, you know. But it was not easy. I don't think folks realize that people put their lives on hold.
Absolutely.
Yep.
They put their lives on hold.
Absolutely.
Right? And you might think we should, or, you know, it depends on what kind of person you are. But I've watched Heather and Horse. You know, in fact, I want to celebrate them, because if you could write a book on how to do it, I think they had a great blueprint in the process. Heather put her life, was able to, you know, extend her life, to excel in her life.
Yes.
But at the same time, this is a full-time responsibility she had.
Correct.
So people don't even know how many phone calls Heather would get during the show.
Yeah.
Alone, soon as we would get on there.
Yeah.
That was in relation to what was going on with her grandmother. So I applaud you, Heather.
I applaud you too, and I thank you for your help, because I think too, David, and citizens that's listening, I think in people's mind, David, and I want to speak to some of the people out there, you think that if you have children, oh, my daughter got me, my son got me. But what happened in my grandmother's case, she outlived all of her children, including my mom. That this was my mother's mother. Unfortunately, the way God would have it, all of her children passed before her. Yeah. Which was crazy when you think about it. Yeah. So she outlived her kids, and the responsibility ended up being on one of the grandchildren. And that happened to be me. So you could live your whole life thinking, my kids got me. Yeah. I could do what you don't. That's never know. Point. It may be your niece, your daughter-in-law, your son. You don't know who may wipe your butt. Excuse my language. Yeah. But you need to be mindful of that and start thinking about that, because your turn will come one day.
Your turn will come.
Wow, that's a great point.
It's interesting. It's just your turn will come.
Your turn is coming.
Shout out to my brother and sister too.
Shout out to
Terry and Gina. You know,
shout out to my brothers Jetta and Kevin, for real.
People step up to the plate. Yeah, you gotta appreciate it. You know, and now you know we gotta, you know, our mother, you know, can use as much help as she could get as well. And so the cycle continues. Yeah. And to Heather's point, you never know when it's going to be you. You know.
That's so real.
Crazy.
That's so real. And there's the word I couldn't think of earlier was entitlement. Oh. There's an entitlement. Like, of course you should be doing it. Like, you know,
y'all don't have no kids. You and Horse are chilling. Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of us all helping out and all doing what we can.
Heather, you and Horse, y'all don't, you know, Horse been on with Nas on videos, Heather's on TV, on radio. It's a little. Yep. We be buying into superficial shit sometimes.
Oh, Sway, you're giving it to him in the mental health segment.
People think you okay because you look like things are okay because people affiliate entertainment with success. Yeah. You know, and success with happiness or stability.
Correct.
But that doesn't,
as if you have more time in a day than they do.
Yeah.
Right?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We all got the same 24 hours.
24 hours, but somehow you have more time because you got more money, so you should be able to. So why can't you do it? I don't understand why you can't do it.
Well, you think I got more money, perhaps, because you see people on the internet every
right.
day.
Exactly.
On
Yep.
social media clips. That's not how it
I mean, it's only 5,000. I don't understand, Sway. You know, it's only 10,000.
You triggering me.
Sway, just lean back in the chair.
I'm out of this one.
Yo, phone lines are open.
I'm punching it.
That ain't nothing.
Who can relate is the
Yeah.
question.
Who can relate? Coco can. She's in the Bay Area. She took care of both her parents. How you doing, Coco?
Wow.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Hey,
hold up.
Coco.
Let's start this over. Hold up. I said Coco can relate. She took care of
Hello?
both her parents. Give her a round
Hey,
of applause, Coco.
Coco.
How you doing, Coco?
Coco.
I am doing wonderful. I'm here at work. Got to check in by 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Tell us your story.
Well, my dad, he was diagnosed with multiple myeloma in 2014, which is a bone marrow cancer. I took care of my dad. He ended up passing away June 16, 2016. August the 14th of 2016, my mom had a stroke. She was doing okay up until the 23rd of December, just last year. She passed away. So I took care of both of my parents. Thanksgiving dinner, I was able to cook it for both of my grandmothers before they passed and my parents.
Yeah.
And I did what I was supposed to do, and I'm the middle child. I'm not the only child. But it was mainly on me. Yes. And I'm starting to cry right now just talking about it.
I hear it.
Well, I can understand why,
Yeah.
but let me say salute to you.
For real.
For standing up, and being available for them. Because you imagine, we don't even consider how much it means to the people that you're caretaking.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they're not, as you get older, you can have certain conditions. You may not be always present, especially with the medications and all of those different things, right? But I commend you, Coco, because that's a tremendous role to play, and salute to you for seeing it through, right? And I believe the universe will reward you for that.
Yep.
And I know it wasn't always easy for you.
No, I stayed in prayer.
You have to.
Asking for the strength, and I got the strength, and I was able to do it. Did both of their services. I was my uncles and aunties. They was like, "Oh, you did such a wonderful job, which I want you to do mine." And like I did these poster boards. I did it for my mom, my dad, with their little pictures, and then the picture of my grandparents up in the sky, like waiting on them to come. And my uncle, he said, "Baby, when I pass, I want you to do me a poster board like that." I was like, oh, "Okay, I will, Unc. I got you."
Wow. Coco, can you say their names 3 times? Let's signify. Let's represent them.
Say their names.
Yeah.
Sandra Rogers, Cornell Smith, Rosetta Mitchell, Ravella Haltwanger Schuler. And my name is Corazona, nicknamed Coco.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coco. We just want to make sure we recognize them, and their legacy is in this atmosphere, and their energy is still with us.
Yes.
And you have permission to be happy. You have permission to give yourself that same attention, enjoy your life. You dedicated yourself to a life of service, but make sure that service applies to you.
Oh, man.
Okay,
yes,
Coco?
that was my job. That was my job. That's what was on my heart. That was my job to do, take care of my parents. They took care of me, good care of me.
Man, give Coco a round of applause, man. You're a super citizen, Coco.
A Sway in the morning.
Be great. Like Coco.
Yeah. She said something that we didn't talk about, but just really quickly, even like the funeral arrangements and stuff like that. The weight of that person having to carry that out, having to write the obituary and everything else, and that falling on one person.
The obituary, the going out and picking out of the clothes, the outfit, the dealing with the dressing, picking out a casket, the flowers, the headstone, the gravesite. Man. All of the things.
The limousine. The hearse.
The insurance policy. The closing out of the accounts. All of the things that people have no idea. Yeah. And they're just all so self-centered about their accommodations, how to get there, what time, this day doesn't work for them, and all of the things. And you're looking at people. This is why you got to pray. Yeah. Because you don't understand, like, yo, y'all just really been checked out of this,
Yeah.
you know, and people need an obituary so they could get off of work for bereavement days.
Yeah.
Like all the things,
Oh man,
all the things, bro. It's a lot to deal with. And in that, you know, thank you, Sway, for recognizing Horse. But in that, I'm telling y'all right now, make sure you get the right partner in life.
Yeah.
Because nobody doesn't intentionally sign up for these kind of things. But then when they put to the challenge, they step up and be there in support of you. You know, that's the other thing to look at. When we talk about this morning, who's a keeper, you better look to your right and left and making sure that person going to ride with you. Because it's a lot to deal with.
Salute to Horse, man.
Salute to Horse.
Yeah.
My brother and sister, man, I watched. Salute to you, man. Hopefully you got the right siblings too, because
big facts.
When our father passed, you know, I was there to see him take his last breath, and I watched my sister go into action. I had never seen anything like that, and she's the first child, and she's the only daughter. So the love between a father and a daughter is big, you know, and I watched her take action and take charge and all those things Heather's talking about is what she had to do. I remember going to the funeral parlor. My brother, the same way. Everybody's just supportive. We came together and talked about what it was, how we're going to do it. And sometimes you don't always agree in those conversations, but you agree to stay galvanized. And so I'm really happy I got the kind of brother I got, the kind of sister I have, which is sure what makes me know that if something was to happen to me down the line, that I'm sure that those two people are going to step up and make sure that I'm okay.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm thinking you actually made me think of this holiday season for some of you, like you said earlier, Sway. This will be your first time without your grandmother, the first time without your grandfather, your first time without your brother or whoever it may be. It may be very difficult for you. I would encourage you to get as much support as you possibly can. Hit me up on Instagram. I'll get you to the right resources, the right therapist in your state if I can help you, because it may be difficult for many of you. It's a difficult time, you know.
Let's give out your Instagram again, man.
It's David Weber _LPC. And again, this holiday season, man, please support somebody in your family who is taking care of someone else. It's not their responsibility. They're doing it out of love and out of care, but they also need some support and some love and some care for themselves as well.
We're going to go to South Dakota, home of the bison.
How you know?
I don't know, man. I just feel like I see bison, you
running
know,
wild,
running wild across the field. We got Kim on the line. Kim, how you doing?
Hey, Kim, cousin Kim.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm not certain about the bison, but it's a beautiful Monday. Thanks for taking my call.
What's on your mind?
So, a few years ago, my grandma had passed away, and my aunt made a point to get all of her shit together, have everything that we've talked about, like make sure she has someone to care for her, make sure her finances are squared. She had a power of attorney. She had a will. And when she asked me to help her with it, I didn't think twice about, of course, I would love to be this person for you. In December, she was diagnosed with cancer, and she's 62 years young, and it all came to head. All of a sudden, we're doing all the things, and September 26th, she had passed away, and for the last 10 minutes, you guys have said everything about everything a caregiver goes through, everything. You haven't missed a thing about it, but when it was all said and done, and I have people thanking me for doing something so nice and so caring and being there for her, the only thing I think about is the time I missed with her as my aunt, because I spent all of my time caring. And I just, Heather, didn't know if you had any of the same feelings, or if you wish you wouldn't have said yes to being the caregiver, just because you do get put through so much hell. But at the end, I know that I was the best person for her to do it. I just wish I could have loved her more instead of being full of the burden.
Yeah, Kim, not that, and I'm gonna let David take over, but Kim, that's a pretty accurate feeling. I understand that more than you know. But my godmother had to tell me during my prayer time, God appointed and anointed you to do this, because only certain people can do it. When you really think about it, only certain people can do it. It doesn't mean that you don't need help, but only certain people can actually do it. And so you are entitled to feel that way that you feel, but know that you spent the time that you needed to spend. You know, like you can't be two places at once, right? But you spent the time that you needed to spend with her. You can't look back and say maybe wish, because I feel that way about my mom. Well, I struggled with those feelings when my mom passed. I was in such denial that she was passing that I wouldn't spend time with her because I was like, she's going to be all right. And then you get that phone call, you know? So I suffered from that for a little while, Kim, but I learned over time and through prayer that I was where I needed to be. I was where God needed me to be, and I can't get that back, you know? So I have peace in that.
Yeah. Heather, you and Sway, like, the things you all have said today, the vulnerability and the honesty and the experience, like, it's incredible listening to you all talk today, if I'm being honest. Listening to y'all talk about this even gives me a different perspective on how heavy that is. I think it would be dope if y'all did a book, or y'all did an hour show or 2 hour show, whatever, just on that alone, because y'all experience and talking about it and the way y'all talk about it, man, is so powerful. I know there's people who called in right now, or people who listening in the car right now, when Heather and Sway are talking, man, it's just like they're nailing everything. Like y'all hit every single point, and so I want to salute y'all for the vulnerability and honesty.
We salute you, and you too, Kim, because it's not easy to talk about, but I think what we practice here is, some of it is difficult to say, David, don't get me wrong, but if you're not truthful about how you feel, how can you heal? And how can you help other people? Because like Kim said, I experienced what she experienced, but if she came on here not being truthful about it, I would have never known that, you know?
Absolutely, yep.
And it's also, it could be a little challenging because you don't want people who know you to take it the wrong way. Like I often hinder my conversation because what my intent is may not be aligned with other people's interpretation, especially friends and family members, right? And
well, I would never say something like this to them. I regret that.
Exactly. Yeah. But you should be able to, is what I'm saying. I have
it's heavy on my
young
heart.
lady. It's heavy. Jasmine, who follows me, just hit me on Instagram and said, I'm glad you guys.
I'm being hit too. Like, my phone is going crazy.
Yeah, she said, I'm glad you're having this conversation. Another person said, I'm going to take this conversation to play it back to shame them. And I said, that's not what you want to do.
Right.
You take the conversation, play it back to enlighten them. Because they, like you said, they may not even know.
Yeah.
And so when I say these things, I never want my family members to take it the wrong way. So I'm careful on how I say things because that's not what it is. It's a bigger picture we're trying to address, right? And so thank you for that. And Heather, you want to write a book? That would be
Seriously,
dope, Heather.
That would be incredible.
You know, we could write a book.
That'd be hard.
That may be emotionally heavy to write that, but
necessary.
if you play back this segment and listen to everything you just said,
Kim, thank you for your call, Kim.
Thank you, Kim.
And
we
thank
love
you for your service to your family.
To your family, to your aunt.
You want to say your name 3 times?
French.
You already know. All right, you a super citizen, Kim.
That's Swain in the morning.
David Weber, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. You just gave us a session like.
Yeah, we all of this time, the whole year, 2 years, and now Sway and Heather had a session together. This is what it all came down to as the year closes out.
Mike had a notepad taking notes.
Mike had his notes out.
Good conversation.
Yeah, man. Because Mike's a caretaker too. He might not say it, but I'll say it. You know, and so I'm sure you can relate to this in many ways, Mike. And we only have so much time, but next time we'll let Mike. You know, if you like to, Mike, express whatever you like. But salute to him too. You know, that man takes amazing care of his mother. Yeah. You know, and she's a beautiful woman, but you need. Family, you know, at these stages of the people in our family lives, you need family. So